acquiring a skill, it pays the bills to understand that there's a maintenance cost to it. And so I think a good threshold to say is, when you are performing an act, are you performing the skill that you just learned? And is it now your default? Making it your default is the key to going to, is what I'm noticing. I'm trying to word this right, because see, I'm working on that skill of speaking from experience, speaking from what I know has worked. And so, for instance, I used to note take like how Microsoft Word wants you to note take, and then I was enlightened and discovered the way of the mind map. Because when I actually was taking a law exam, I would take notes like that, but then I would doodle. And then one day I was like, let me doodle. And I found great success in doodling and kind of like listening to the story and interpreting and putting it in places. And so that doodle bob worked well for me. I ended up acing that class. It was a law class, and so maybe I am a lawyer. But the whole point is, now by default I go to take notes. I do a mind map. I don't go to my old ways of scribing every word for word, highlighting the words that I just subscribe, but basically the mind map, so I can take a picture like, oh yeah, that one, I remember that. That's the story of this. And so I realized that now that's my default, and that's the key to be like, I have obtained a skill, and it is working in progress. So whenever it is now your default, so it's like one of the skills I'm working on is kind of like scripting how I say these, so that it's like I speak from experience. And instead of saying, I can tap into the truth because I know the truth, which is the holy word of God, the Bible, with no extensions attached. And so if you just seek that, you'll understand. And if you try to combat that, you'll understand, and you will learn. And so all things stem to it, as Jordan Peterson highlights. And so the whole point of this is speaking from experience, because the truth lies in my experience. There's a truth in it, and the truth will set you free, because the truth is speaking through me. Instead of me trying to speak for the truth is speaking through me. If that helps, because if I claim to know the truth, but I do not know the truth, then I am a falsehood. But if I am allowing what I've experienced in that truth manner, okay, that truly worked for me, so it is truth. So, but if I try to say, this in this case, so if you look at it in that way, where it's like, because the verbiage of my truth, your truth, is truly doesn't work logically when it boils down to it, because someone, if they're contradictory, then someone's in the wrong, because truth won't exist if that truly happens, that it negates the meaning of the term. So so that's why it's probably easier to say I truly experienced this, so I'm not making it up, or I'm not exaggerating. So that's kind of the key, just letting the truth speak through you instead of claiming to know what the truth is, even though I did that in your earlier. All right, figuring out these words.